Is there too much light? Still, through the heavy lighting that is fogging up a computer that costs thousands of dollars, that a pair of $5 glasses can hold out the light. The picture is still coming in. The only reason we don't stop the picture from coming in, we let the picture come in. You don't touch it, do you? See where my finger is and where it is? We don't touch it until we come in front of it, because it's the light, not the picture. The light and the picture are two different things. It's like going to a theater. It is the light that brings out the picture. I'm here right now to do a short video, try to be as entertaining as I can, but at the same time, I feel that if I make a mistake, or that if I make a big find, and I find something right now, I can show you, and you can follow along, and they're going to say, some of the old pictures come back. The universe, the way it is, the way it has to be. You see the red in the middle? Imagine if could it go anywhere? They're like little Pontiac signs, okay? Each got one on each head of each of those dots, except for the yellow. The left to the right, I am one, you are two, you are two. Well, you're two, but I said you two first. Does it matter if you're second or third? You're in the same head. You're in the 7 world and the 10 world, and the 10 world is the 13 world, 10 and 13. Well, that's Michael Jordan, but that's 23. It causes 11. The greatest cause of 11, okay, in this entire life is 11 of us. We go to shul, the synagogue, we're 10 plus the rabbi, we're K11. Why K? Because K is the supportive tool for every vaccine. And you eat coleslaw. The K shows up in many equations, and it also represents the R and MK. Not sure where to go and if I made a mistake, but I didn't come here not to make any mistakes. This is something that I got to pull off the wall. Again, an old picture of mine, and I have a couple of them. Well, I gotta pull this off the wall. What do you think? Is there a reason for this star? Once you get man's head in his body, the body takes care of the legs. The legs are underneath the hips. There is nothing down here but 2 legs, but it's all the hips that make everything move. The bowel, where the food drops down into your system, does not sit in your head. It sits in the reconditioning room, where it comes back to you as blood, as storage. It feeds you from an even smaller development, where man doesn't know what he's eating after he's eaten it, and it turns to shit, and then your brain gets it. The cats, they must hide it because they know it's information. The cats run with a lens to block out the light so it does not distort. But when the lens comes to a certain angle, everything becomes a little distorted. See the little big jack inside? Over here, the X, 2 sides, D and D, spiral, the machine, 2 legs here, 2 legs there. He's got to have something. If he doesn't have something here, I mean, he has this because it's the ace across. He's blocking his 2 legs from moving. This one is pointing into the 88. See these 4 spirals? Without these spirals, there is no Big Bang. It's these spirals that came together that created the silence in the center. The silence builds up a pressure. And if it doesn't build up the pressure, everything goes away. Because the center is the engine to the exterior, as silent as she may be. Because it makes a hole. It doesn't sit in the center, it makes a hole around the center. Now once you made that hole around the center, you must be able to send in the queen bee. The queen bee comes in not under, remind me to say this, black and yellow. The queen bee comes in under color of distortion. The reality of the red spirit, the blue energy, come into this world in the algae life. Who makes you up, who controls what part of the machine, is it the green or the yellow? Because from green and yellow and red, you usually end up somewhere with dark brown of some sort, but I'd really like to know, because I'd be able to say something else now. Oh my God, this is Queen Bee. See the way she's got 2 universes here? She's in one here. See the club that she creates? Here's one wing here. I call this the juniper bird. She's only red and blue. She's got her 2 pods here. Here's that heart. It's like a funnel. 2 eyes. 1 big eye, 2 feet on the ground. She plugs into the energy of the ground, sticks her 2 arms ready to run, and she's ready to fly because she's well connected. But man has been born with 2 left wings. All right. I can't believe this. I can't believe this. Oh my God, I have so much to do. Let me take this break for a second. I want to show you something, and this is really retarded. This now, you know what? It's almost like, hold on a second. Let me do something with you guys. God, where are you, Creator? Where are you? What are you doing every day? What are you doing to me every day? This design right here, okay, says TUB internet for YouTube. Oh, all my papers fell. Anyways, so it says YouTube inside here, and it's got a X from this part here to this part here, and this part here to this part here. But I don't need the X. I have the 8. I put 1 cube here and 1 cube here. Now, my question is this the way it's made, or do we split this? We put a flat rectangle piece in here, so then we can make 2 sides with a center. So this would just divide the center of the next piece that's going to be added, and the mug and dove it is no longer here. In each one of these spaces comes tic-tac-toe, because tic-tac-toe holds all the numbers, and he slips right here. He becomes the dice cube. He becomes the dice cube, and he numbers himself 1 to 6, the way he should have been, not like on the calculator. So this part over here, round, square, cut it in a triangle, that's man, that's Earth, okay? Cut it in a square, okay? That's Mars. Take it in a circle, that's God. Because God is the pinball wizard, call him God of Creator, call him with whatever you like. Let's give him the name we always talk about. Let's call him God without a U, because you're the U of the deed, okay? Of the deed. God gets 0, just like this. This is God. He's 4 corners of 1. Why? Because being 4 corners of 1, he can also be the 4 corners of the 4 corners. He's 4 corners of 1. Now he's the boss of the other corners that are joining him. 2 more corners here to the 4 on the other side to double up. That's 6 plus the 1 in the center. Got your 7. You see, we double up the corners. So he becomes the circle. But since he's the coin, he's the round dime or nickel or penny of everything. He's the cell that goes into the watch that makes everything work. And he is taking up the whole. Follow me? He takes up the whole. He opens and closes the hole when he feels like it. Okay? His element works from there. He's the one God in the 5 hole. 5 and 1 is 6. That is the circle that I keep telling everybody about. But now I want to go a little bit further than this circle of proximity. I want to show you how we go from 0 to 1. Okay? And here's how we're going to go from 0 to 1. I got to cheat a little bit by not talking, all right? How we go from 0 to 1. You got to remember this. Oh, yes, I remember. Yes. How we go from 0 to 1. Because the 1 coin, the 1 round coin, it's 360 by 360. And if you're doing the move of 360, well, you ain't going the other 360. You only need the space you turn in. And you're a flathead, a hard hat. And fists, an insane. I heard a word today, okay? It was efficiency. But when you say efficiency in French, which is EF, which is 5 and 6, which is 5 God on top of 6 head of man, he becomes 11. A fee is the fee you pay to be connected this way, and because it's a spirit connect, it's a wiring, it's wireless, but you still get it because it's a vibration. So the wires don't touch, but the sound still comes in and feels good. You don't have to be hooked up, nobody traps over it. It's in the air. We were born to breathe. So I'm thinking. So since it's FES, CAS, is a helmet or a hat. And the helmet or a hat, in order to put a P, that point in, the helmet or the hat has to be the number 6 key. You see that little hat? All the white ones is what the Holy Ghost is, but nothing could be changed. But when you change, look at the other ones, the one was changed or added on, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, the 6, the 9, and it says 1/4 of the 0. Of course it's only 1/4. You're only one person. One part of the 4 that made you up. You're no more than that. We're just 1/4 of every quarter of why the Mayans put 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5 all over the place. So now we have this, we split it. But what did we split it with? We made it round on the outside. We made it go around the heart, just like the fleur-de-lis. It's a hockey puck. And it's a coin. And they shoved the coin all the way in. But the question is, how high was the coin? Well, stops on a dime. Says it's the house of 10. And there's the house of 10. In which, because it's the house of 10, dead center where the coin is, the matrix piece, all in its own, is in the 5 hole. But it's valued as a 10, so it's 15. Plus the 10 is 25. And you know what that does? It spells love, joy. Since it's 25 and we use 0 twice, we get to go to 31. 1, 3, 3, 1, 13, 31, 11, 11, 11, 11. And if you multiply 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, eventually you'll hit 1, 4, 6, 1, 4. 1/4 of 625, a different way of the Mayans writing it. Instead of marking 25, they put a quarter. 4 quarters. You get a reindeer. Don't forget what I'm doing right now. I'm making it up as I go. Certain little things. So let's go back to this one. Okay? We can go to that one, or I want to check on something else. I want to write this out next to it. I hope it's got to be neat, Ronnie. Come on, Ronnie. Do this neat. This neat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 6, and 3. We're marked improperly. Get this over here. Okay, now this, okay, is the octagon world. His coin is in the center. Okay? Now there can be your coin and the other coin from the other 2 places. When they put down their coin, one gets 7, one gets 13, because one is on top of the other. 5, 8, 11, 14 coin. 17, 20, 23 coin. 25, 26, 27. I must have missed something. 23. 26 is now black. 23 is red. 29, 32. But coin. 3 and 2 is 5. 2 and 3 is 5. Bing, bing. The last 2 coins you put, 55, 55, 110. We got the top of the Twin Towers directly on the bottom half of the roulette board. And you can't take it away. It's all over the world in every single casino. Exactly what I can tell you and explain to you right on the roulette table that gives you back the coordinates that will explain to you the situation. How? Well, they got 110 floors. Was that right? Yeah. Did somebody with a white coat come out at the end? Yeah. So we just asked the right questions about things we don't have to see. Were there 2 planes that hit the building? That's what the people said. I'll say, yeah. Has it been hard rocked since year 2001? No one's noticed yet. The reason for the height of the Twin Towers is because that's the maximum height you're allowed to put. And the new building is 1776. 93. That's Saturn. 17, Saturn. The 2 T's wipe it out. That's Saturn. Number 6 planet. Why does it keep touching that? They built Godzilla somehow to be able to go faster from one planet to the next. Is that what we're doing here? Stupider than anybody else. We had Jupiter playing the game, but Jupiter is usually fooling around with Pluto and doesn't know what's going on, the general public. The popular public from the Jupiter, the Jew, come out and play, Hollywood. Okay, so let's go on. So now what we're going to do is I'm not going to do this exactly the way it's done, but I'm going to show you that when we look at the tic-tac-toe over here, okay, you know where all the numbers are. But what happens when you create it, because now I figured out that I was starting right at the beginning, I was starting really at number 1, the first thing that ever happened before anything made a difference in the count, okay, she became half, 0.5, 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5, 5.5. So you notice it's always 55, 55, 55 everywhere, so man connects all around in this cube. Because this is God's one cube. His one circle is one dime. He is 5 in the center, and he's any number all around. I'm not sure which number it is, how it works. I didn't figure it out. It's probably, anyways, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. This, okay, ends up going in the 4 hole right here. This goes into the 4 hole into the game. And it runs over half of it. He's the 4 hole over the game. Oh, he runs over the 4 and 5 hole. I'm sorry. He runs over the 4 and 5 hole because he's the cross. There are no spaces. These are corners. There ain't nothing there. Just because I put a line, you think there's something there? These are the masters that are in this corner. This is the master. You go too high up, you bump into him. You go too low down, you bump into him. He's a flat coin. You fall into his hole, you come back into the game. These are just the corners in case you walk over the fence. I'm not sure exactly how it works, but the numbers are right here. Here, 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 and here. He becomes 4. This would be 1. This would be 3. This would be 2. 2, 2, 2. 2 and 2 is 4. So because he becomes 4, okay, he's 4. This one is in the 5th position. But he's also 4, because nothing starts below 4. Nothing. Nothing. Nothing starts below 4. Unless you're talking about the triangle. Anyways, there's other things involved with it. I'm saying this purposely because Delta God gets his 4. He can go anywhere he wants. He doesn't need the Spirit. Okay? But he brings with him the Spirit inside the 4. When he takes his 4 and he goes to visit his neighbor, he says, "Hey, neighbor, what you doing?" Neighbor says, "I'm doing good." He says, "You want to come in?" So we come into the house as 4. And all of a sudden he grows a mustache. Because the Spirit of God is in this house. The coin is in this house. The minute you go into this house and cover the 4 corners, this center here of God covers you. That's why 0 is on the outside. So 4 is on the inside, and you have 5 fingers. But when Tommy Thumb put the finger in the pie, and that pie was royal, and we know that royal 9, something's wrong about it, that royal flush. Do you get it? The royal flush is kingdom. It has nothing to do with the general man. He puts the finger in the pie. It was a plum pie. What did he get? What color was it? What was the royal? We know there's something wrong. So he gets the 4. So the minute you put God in the center, he becomes your 4, or the 4 of the 4 of the center of what it is, because it needs 4 bolts in each corner to connect the square, to connect the picture frame. So 4 over here, he puts 4 over here, you see? But you know why there's really 4 over here? Because there's spirals all around. And you can't go through the corners of the spiral or the passages, right? But God puts his 1 coin, look, right in the middle of the 4 coins. Plus 0, 0, 0, and 0, which would be 6, 6, 6, and 6. 6, 6, 6, and 6 is 24. And this whole thing here is 20. 24 and 20 is 30. Plus 1, 31. Happy New Year, God. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. The horns, the mustache. But the one of God that's inside makes it a 5. Forget what he is to himself. But once he comes in here, he comes in at 4 and he's a 5. There's a 4 to his right, that's a 6. When he puts that 6 over this 4, why? I'll try and show you. I don't know if it's on here. What happens, okay, he goes into the side, so he becomes his own 5. There's a in the 5 hole, he's 5. You see the corners that are cut out? Well, that's more or less like the pool table. Can you give me a break for 2 seconds? I hate when I forget. I need somebody next to me. I need to, next to me. What is this? I'm looking for something. Wow. I don't, all my stuff went to fall on the floor. Give me a second. Wow. I can't find what I'm looking for. Just give me a minute, all right? I wish I could put this on hold for a second. Usually don't do this, right? Here's another thing I want to show you. Here's a little coconut I painted. On this side, there's the one eye. That one eye's got 4 strings. Everybody gets 4 strings. 2 on the outside and 2 on the inside and 1 connecting in the center usually, okay? See, he goes up, they all go up to the point. Now this eye, which has no legs or anything, a spirit, is holding on to the arms of 1. He holds on to the arms of 1 and he's got him by the foot. He's got the 1 dot eye in the center because your brain is right about over here where your belly button is. That's your brain, your belly button, right near there. Then you can see the 2 sides that are looking at him here, right? If they come, he's got a bat suit on. You see he's holding a bat suit. And then you come on to this side, whoop, to this side, and you have another eye. This side is 20. This side is 20. 21, 21. 41, 41, 82. 82, turn it around and in half is 14, and you're on the cross. So if you're on the cross, my friend, and you got that, all we got to do is turn it up the other way. Now you got somebody holding you on the bottom with 1 eye. 21 in the center, which is the carpet, which is the cube. The dice cube goes here, and the dice cube goes here into man. Then you got his legs. See the way it's like a pie? They're all connected back to the bottom. So no matter what you do, we've been all tied up forever and ever. And I guess that you can call this, what do you call it? I think, anyways. Okay, so now let me go back to this. So because God becomes that 5 area, man becomes 6, the word efficace means that I'm wearing a girl's hat. I'm wearing a girl's hat. It's got like a point up in it. It shows you that Mars is an empty space. Mars, what Mars does, if I understand, is they take the size of Mars, okay, and they take a hockey puck out of it, or 3 hockey pucks out of it. Okay, is that what they would do? Or 3 hockey pucks, but they all have to line up just outside the circle for when they drop the puck. And you take out this linear flat piece out of Mars, and then you shove it in between Saturn like a hamburger. Saturn you keep like cutting off. If you use the same dimensions as the pool balls, the strike balls of pool, you take that ball and you separate Saturn with it. 2 of them. So you can take the part of Mars or just separate in between the 2 of them. I'm sorry, but you have to go right in between the 2 because if we put Mars, no, it's got to come right out because when you put Mars inside of it, we can't have the other. You need to put Mars like the rectangle hamburger right in, then we can cut them all into hockey pucks. When you cut them all into hockey pucks and you put 2 things that are round together, they make, you see the in-between folds? You see the in-between? It's almost like your mustache, but it's almost like a tornado at the same time. This is the energy cycle. Just keeps going up and down and up and down. This is the energy house. You got 12. Here's the design. See it? This is the design. Isn't that unbelievable? It makes a 7 and an upside down F. And then it makes an L. It makes LF7. It shows a cut in between, but let's just take away that 7 cut. Because the only reason there is that cut is because you see over here, that corner there, it can cut off. It can be what it is. But if you really take a look, every time this piece comes out, I just saw just now. Okay, I just saw this just now. Let me turn it around. Look what happens to it. It gets cut off. It looks, you see number 7 it creates from it? At the same time, because it gets cut off here, this is a higher mark than here, that creates your H, a side of a building. You understand? This square around is like going around its waist. There's a lot of things you can do with these triangles. This is an energy cycle. The energy cycle here, let me do the 7x. 7x, x equals 24. 2 plus 4 is 6. 7 times 6 is 42. 7 plus 6 is 13. 13 and 42 is 55. And that's exactly what this is all about. 5 and 5 equals 10. 0 equals 6. 0 equals 6. 1 and 6 is 16. 7, 16. 9 in between. Man's birth from the 7th gate. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Meet the diagram of Mars. This is what Mars would be set up to do. Just like this. It's nothing. The machine goes inside the emptiness of Mars, which could be the hole in the sky, and then everything that's created from it becomes into the machine. Well, you already know that when you go out if the hole is closed, and don't forget, the coin on the other side of the coin, it's round. It's round like an eyeball. And if I take the eyeball and I poke it out, you take the eyeball and you poke it out, and you can see just like that. The eyeball would be just like that, hovering up there. It'd be like in a hat. They're holding up eyeball in a hat. It's wider on this side after they cut it out, and it can move all over. Because all you got to do is the pool ball, where you're the inside of where the stripe is, where it's still the strong part of the pool ball, you can just manipulate the ball to shine the light wherever you wish. When I'm talking light and lights, I'm talking major, crazy distortion that what you really see is absolutely just like the movie The Matrix. We are so fully distorted, it's unbelievable. I can't do art. I don't design. I only have come up with all these things because of the element of the position of all numbers, the letters, and the definitions that everybody else learned and I picked up over a period of time. If I don't know it, I'll look it up, I'll understand it, I'll see the numbers, I'll match it up, and it'll be what it is, whatever the answer, if I find it well. It's just all in the art design. See the way the giant is holding up that one brick there and a small brick here? It's more or less like a pyramid. If you want to know how big the giants are, wow, I never really did a thing on them, but I definitely know it's 3 balls of a snowman. Plus the ball in the bottom and the ball on top. That's 5 balls. Now we're going to get you into another piece that you're not prepared for. And this piece comes like this. I'm going to draw it up for you now. And I wasn't sure if I was going to do this or not do this. And it goes like this. And here we go. Here is 0. But 0 is in a position 5. He's a 1 coin in position 5 with a value of 3. He's a value of 3 because he's a value of 12. He goes dead center of the circle. He's the eye in the sky. He's the power, the energy, the plug into all. He goes to every single corner and he manipulates them because they're only part of the machine. So he is 3. And the question is, 3 of how many positions? 3 times 6 is 18. He's now the letter R. He is 3 and 15 because he is the egg and he is the creator. He has 4, 4, 4, and 4, which are 4 fingers without the thumb. He puts the thumb or the pinky, it could be a key pin operation. He puts the thumb, Tommy thumb, to get it all done. So he has 1 or 2 fingers free, 1 and 5, that manipulates the ball. So if 1 and 5 are manipulating the ball on the outside, who's manipulating the ball on the inside? Who's got the best distance? Who's got the best distance to control the light? These two, they control the outside of the ball, just holding them on the side here. Hello. Yeah. So they're holding the ball, right? So now you got 2, 3, 4. But 3 is in the center of 2 and 4 because he's in the middle showing the light. His finger is pointing, his index finger is pointing at everybody. This finger to control the ball, this finger to shine the light. I'm not sure which one. 2 and 3, if you understand. You put one in here and one in here. Bowling balls. Bowling balls. You get a 300. Zeros are 6. You got 366. You got all the days in a leap year. Yahoo! So he is 4. He controls 1. With this finger, A, B, C, piano C. A, B, C, piano C. So we went both ways. The reason for 7 is because you go to 1 area between your legs, not 2 areas between your legs. Dead center for your ass and your, so it makes the 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, your 9 lines. And don't forget, 1 line gets taken away after your birth. And that's the reason all these new items that they're selling, with all these new codes on it, well, they put on these new codes and they're showing that man is no longer owning his own birth. Another thing before I forget, look at this cube. That's your Y. Put 2 of them together, you got 120 degrees, makes 240 degrees. No, it still makes the same 120 degrees across. But it's actually 120 degrees, 90, 90 is 180. Right? Is that the way it goes, 90, 90? But it doesn't work that way. If this was on 180, what would the other 2 sides be? So we work it at 120, 120, and 120. We put these together. 11 is what makes separate the rounds and bubbles from the corners of all squares. But we'll talk about that later. So now, remember, we have 5 fingers. We pick this finger. So if we have 1 eye, when he goes on, he has all his chips and his own marbles, but he has plugins, okay? He has all his chips and he has 8 plugins. He's got 1 eye for the cat god, and he uses number 3 for piano to stick in the ball. Number 3, because 1 and 5 are outside. 2 and 4 are holding up the walls as an X. Only 3 manipulates the inside. When 3 goes, let's use, okay, when 3 goes from here to here, he has gone 3. When 3 goes from here to here, he has gone 6. And when he goes from here to here, he has gone 9, 2, 5, 8, 11. The difference between 5 and 6 is 11. 3 is the middle. God has 3 and his 10 worlds, and that's everything. But like I said, he has 2, 4, 6, 8. Wait a second. I have to redo this just in case. 3, he owns here, he owns here, he owns here, he owns here. 2, 4, 6, 8. 3 owns 8 because in the piano he goes from 1 to 7 equals to the 8, so he owns the F6, which you flip the dice over becomes the 8. He is the runner of 5. The runner of 5 gives the mind and the body to man. 9. Sitting on the cross in the payout of 7 to 6, the cross is number 14. 1 and 5 and 9 have the same payout. So he becomes, so what does he become? If he is 3 in the middle, but why would he just be 3? Why is he just 3? Why? Because look, there's 1 out here, 1 out here, 1 out here, and 1 out here. That's 4. He's 3, okay, the triangle. Well, there's 1, 2, 3, there's 4 outs. Yeah, there's 4 outs. Why does this show 3? 2, 4. So he becomes 1 in 4. He is 3 for himself, and he's 1 dot of 4. That's what it is. He's 3 for himself, but he's actually 1 dot of 4. So you have the 5 and 3 is automatically here is 8. 2, 4, 6, 8 of man that goes in here 2 is 16, is 32, and that's the back door. 32, okay, and I think 5 are the mustache. Okay, it's in the roulette game. I'm going to do it. I'm not going to do it now, but the mustache is it for sure. I saw it today. I see what it does. I see what it does. So that's why when I said 0 equals to 6, now I might have a new formula here because when you want to use it, if 0 equals 6, it's because we're minusing and adding. But now we have a new reason to minus and add. Because if, let's say I'm going down 7, 4, 1. okay, or 852, or 963. That's in man's world, 369. So if I go down 3 there, that's fine. But from the middle, I can go to the left, and I can go to the right. There's only one time the middle comes, 2 times the middle comes, on 1720 equaling to 37. Okay, so now what happens, if you really want to look? God becomes the X. He brings out his 2 hands and his 2 legs of 4, and his 1 body is 5. And he plays from that area. See all the passage there is for the fan to roll? So number 3 goes to here. When you go here, it's only 1, 2, 3, 4. But when you go to a corner, this corner is connected all the time. 1, 5, and 9. Okay? This one is added on. This is the game that gets added on to what God has already went into. Or he can be on the outside of this. But the simpler thing is man isn't here. This is man at the end. He becomes that X. X holding up the four sides of the circle. Man is 6. So I give from 0, I give it 6. Now if God is in here, right, and he takes up the center, and he has to go from the center out, he goes out 4 times. 5, 10, 15, 20. He's in the 20 world. 0 gets 6. He's got 26. Has 8 and 12. Heaven of 1 and 2. I'm not sure if you want me to write that out or if you understood me. He goes out in the corners because there was a lot to do. Okay, and over here you got 1, and over here you got 9, over here you got 3, over here you got... Thank you guys. Thank you guys. These always stay together, but this doesn't. You see, these always stay together, but this doesn't. So in order to connect 7 to 3, you have to go up on one of these sticks here, which is the tic-tac-toe stick. And you come up over here, you hit a 6. When you come to this one, you hit a 3. So you got 9. You pass through 5, you have 14, and now you're on the cross, 14, and you go all the way over to here to 7. Now you got 21, you're a cube. Then you come all the way up here to 4, you're number 25. 2 times 5, 2 plus 5. Equals Jack, equals 17, equals 1 and 8, 52, 25, 25, 6, 25. That's the Mayan number, and that's who you become, because that's what the Aleph letter does when it sends you. You want to look at it again? You can't figure it out? This is the bridge. You go up to this side, and you slide down. You see, you go up the top of the mountain, slide all the way down to the other side. C, piano. 1 and 5. Busy holding up the egg or holding the hat for the egg. Maybe these are just, see the way the fingers are in like this? You just hold one here and, whoop, let me see. There you go. There you go. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Can we control matrix this way? Should we do this? Can we do this? Do you see how perfect they go in your head to do something together? Right? But then you're controlling your whole head. Anyways, yeah, there is a few things I wanted to do today. The mustache and so this is a preliminary of the beginning of my day. I want to thank you for watching for 38 minutes. God, you need to get a job. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. If you didn't hear it now, eventually I will say it. If I don't come up with enough ideas, I'm quite sure someone's going to ask me, and I definitely can tell you that I will. But I like to have them all being fun, like finding why God is number 3. You know, God is 3 and more general than anything else, because he takes his 3 in 3 directions of 120 degrees, and he goes from the center out of position 5 all the way to position 9, and he runs the cycle. 5 and 9, 14, 5 and 9, 14, 5 and 9, 14, 14, 14, 14, 42. Now if you want to start the game, one more 14 is 56, and Comet Lovejoy comes in. Now if you want to talk anything else about number 42, we can just go to the Mayan Sanskrit of 260, 13 by 20. And guess what? Yesterday I found the reason why 13 and 20. I got to find it in my notes. I wish. What do you wish for? Oh, I wish somebody knocks on my door. Somebody, well, more or less somebody like not too tall, and just to say, okay, I got some people, we're going to work on it as a group. We're going to break these things down and put them all back together, and we're going to start having fun. You ever see what these corners do? 3, 3, 3, 3. Because God, oh yeah, that's what it was. He's number 3, at all the corners. Instead of being number 1, because they already showed you 1 doesn't exist, he's 3 at every corner. That's the answer. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. There's 3 at every corner. There's 3 at every corner. Oh my God. Oh my God. Where is it? Where is it? There's 3 at every corner. Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't find it. There's 3 at every corner. 3 at every corner. 3 at every corner. Oh, I found it. 3 at every corner. Can't burn my mustache this way, eh? Must be because my nose is in the middle. Probably the 13 worlds on this side, the 7 worlds on this side. But lo and behold, up here, I've got the center world, and it can breathe both of these worlds in. I wonder at what point my nose gets a different value. Well, sir, apparently your nose is worth number 14. It's the 14th letter in the alphabet, right next to pi 3113314150 N and O, and S is 19, which are the next 2 numbers, and 1991 is the one birth and the furthest, and the closest pool ball creating the B, and 10 and J, and it says I have in French. So we did see what God did, right, or whatever it is. That dot marble that watches the center of everything, the number 0, once it goes all the way to the end where 3 is, and goes all the way around, it's got 2, 3, 4, and 360 degrees. You go figure out what the jail is like. But at least you can go all the way around. He only has 1 linear. You're on this side, you're on that side. It doesn't matter anymore. Now you're chopped up in quadrants. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. See this? Not weed. I won't smoke anymore. I just need to get a little off from being like just relaxed and start thinking about all these stupid things in life. Oh, is that better? Yeah. What if I do this? Okay. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to do the 3. Let me build it while I'm in front of you, all right? What would you like to talk about? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And try and make it as nice as I could. Oh, if I had things in order, my friends, oh boy. I mean, I don't know about you. I'm so excited when I know I've done something good. Okay, so now we're doing 3 in every corner. Okay, so we got 3, 3, 3, and 3. And oh boy. Okay, now 1, 2, 3, 4, 12. I have to do this. 4 by 3 is 12. 3, 3. Okay, I got the 4 here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 8, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 18. 18. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh no, I don't have to do the last one. I only did 1 here. There's 1 here, 2 here's 1 here. 1 here, 2 here's 1. 1 here, up there. Yeah, okay, yeah, I forgot this one. 3, 6, 9, 12. So this becomes 3, this becomes 16, this becomes 3 over here, this becomes 18, this becomes 18, this becomes 16. 16 and 18 is 34, 16 and 18 is 34, and that says planet. It also says the moon, 3 by 4, 3 plus 4 equals 12, which is 3. 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 and 12 is 19. Or if you really want to look how it's 19, E and N on the cross is 5 and 14. Okay? So what happens is 3 times 4, that is 12. We get 12, which is 1 times 2, and 1 plus 2 equals 2 at the same number. It doesn't change, so the change is 0. The change is no change. No change equals 0. But it's the same answer. 1 plus 2 is 3. So now we have number 23. 2 and 3 is 5. Or 6 and 5. Creating 11 and 30 equals to 41 plus 6 is 47 time. Okay, and this one will end up coming out. This one was a 12. Now it's a 3. Or we can bring it to a 5 if we want. But we're not going to. But that's the egg. So I have 3, 7, 9, 9, 7. Here's the answer. What happens, because God is 3, and He's 3 because He makes everything live. There's 1 dot in the center of a 2 dice. You see, He's this. He puts a dot in the center of 2. Now, whether He's this way or this way, He only can be one way at a time. And if He's linear and He's doing His thing, I mean, He's either this way or this way. So right away, I mean, if you're this way or this way, it doesn't matter. All the other options are gone. You flow with the same style. So you put 3, and 2 is an even number. You have to go 2 and 2, and 4 and 4. Well, I'm thinking that's 2 and 2 because this is north-south, and this is east-west. So I'm thinking north-south would be 5 and 7. 5, 7 is north-south, just like those numbers that we were talking about before, but let's leave it out. 5, 7 is north-south. East-west is 5, 5. I told you, everything is 5, 5. When you get 5, 5, you need 7, right? 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 7, 3, 4, 7. 3, 3, 6, man. 3, 2, 5, 3, 2, 5, and you only need 5 here. Because you're not living here, this is your mind. You're only thinking up and down. It's the octagon world. It's this world over here that lives inside this. You put your blocks here. Here's your K, because if you take away these two triangles, flip them out, they become just a D, and it can become an M, but it's a bridge. They bridge together. See the way the corners are blocked? Because everything is in here. This is already automatic. We know you're the 3 creation. We know God's the 3 creator. So what happens is, because the machine, each corner needs to be alive somehow. So how is it alive? By having a 3. By having a 3, okay, you have 2 outside, and man, who is 6, is only missing 2 in the middle. That's it. There's only 2 in the middle missing here. He goes in here, you got 6, but you still need this 1. But this 1 ain't no good. This 1 has to show up inside the 3 or the 5. And it does show up in the 3 and the 5, and it says ace. And I found out something more about that today. Whoa! Wow. So that says ace. Now, where was I? Okay. So now we got this over here. This is what all the answers are. 4. This becomes 12. It becomes 3. This becomes 4. 4, 3, 4. 19, 19, the moon, equals 361. 361 can also say 301. 361 can also say 301 because I removed the 6. So now we got 301. But if we put the 6, we got 361. 3 days for the last moon. And then 1.25 days, making it 5 1/4, 5.25. And that's what we were talking about, 5.25 all the time, 555. And I am often one of those numbers. I'm not sure where it is. Let me take a look at it. Did you understand these numbers here? So now, so I didn't finish something. I know I didn't finish something. Okay, there it is. So what happens is, here, there's no spirit. And here there's no spirit, and here there's no spirit, and here there's no spirit. Because it's like a windmill. Okay? This is like a windmill. I think I must have made a mistake here, but let me do something. I'm supposed to have 1 here and 1 here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14. Okay, I have a mistake in here, okay, but let me continue on anyways. What happens is the 3 that is in here, see it won't, goes over the 2. And when that 3 goes over the 2, you create this 5. So that can happen, okay? The 2 and the 3. Well, here's your 3 and here's your 2. They can go over and they won't use up any. They do not crisscross. They don't crisscross. You see the 3? If you lift it off where it is and put it in the same way inside the 2, they may touch here, but they go to opposite sides. It makes the whole 5. 3 and 2 are perfectly spaced. It's not like all the numbers. 5 and 3, no, they fall into each other. 6 and 3, yeah. If you take that and you put that 3 into the 6, it connects 2 corners on it, regardless of which way you go, unless you go straight up and down. So that's why these even numbers don't need anything, because 3 and 2, 3 is 6, and 2 is 8. Once you have the 8, the H is made, and once the H is made, the I is in between. So now you have the 9. They make themselves. That's why piano ends in G. And G is just it's just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, God rested, and on the 7th day, when God rested, a man took out a book and he wrote a note. He says, today will be the beginning of my first day of life. Why did he say the beginning of my first day of life? Because it was only the beginning. Only tomorrow will you know about today. Today, it just is. Only tomorrow can you actually ever know about today. And when you're in heaven, that says 8. Your 24 is chopped. You only own 16 of it. And it's in those next 8 hours that you sleep where you revelate for what went on. Everything in silence and peace, taking no sides during the night of what we call a dream. So we understand why 4, because God takes 2 in here. Excuse me, He takes 3 in here. So whoever comes into here, and he's got 3 corners on Rubik's Cube, whoever comes into here, he takes care of 9, 9, 9, 27, 27, 27, 27, 54 sun, 54 sun, connect the sun, 54, 4 by 5, 4 plus 5, 29, connect Rubik's Cube and the game and connect the machine. 9. But inside this 9 is another 20, because that cross is the cross that you make, children, in this world. So that 3, 6, 9, 12 of God gets the cross of 20. It's automatically number 32. So this piece over here on your roulette table will be number 32. Now I can start the numbers since I learned what it is. It's 32, 32, 32, 32, 32, 32, 32, 3. So it's the core. 32 is the core, plus the 6 for man, plus the 3 for God's creation. It's 41. Bingo! Put me on go and let's go. When I get 40, I have stood on 1, I have pushed off on 1, and I went a long way to come back to 1. But we're on the medication, and when they're Mediterranean, because when you play Monopoly, the first thing they teach you is 2 dice. Ha ha ha! They laugh at you if you dice 1 dice. But if you laugh 1 dice, you pick up the greatest places in the world. You pick up electric company and waterworks, and the Mediterranean, the dividable seas from the underworld. We're more like a football, my friends, like that. And then we have our thinking that goes on and splits. I got a splitting headache. So now we know that we were able to cut these corners only because God's 0 with a linear, 1 linear, he can go in here. He's got 1 line going through a circle. God's linear 3, okay? And whichever way he leans, he can be facing this way or this way. Doesn't it look like Saturn? So what happens over here? Now this may not be the God, but this might be the machine on its own, stealing from the inside here. Don't forget I can say it 2 ways. They can go in or out. There's 2 different worlds. Okay, so he does this. He connects the corners of these wings. See, if God's in here at 100%, he's 32. Then why didn't he get the 3? This is the way it works. God has to be the 3. Nobody else can be the 3 because the 3 is 1 and 2 with the 3, and it creates everything else out, and God gets the 5. They can have 2, 4, 6, 8 because you need the 3 to make it. Okay, so anyways, this one here is on the angle of 3 and 7. This one is on the angle of 1 and 9. This is the angle of 3, 7, 3, 7. 21, 21 is 42. This one is 3, 7. Is that what I said? This one is 1, 9. This one is 3, 7. 1 times 9, 1 plus 9 is 19. 3 times 7, 3 plus 7 is 31. 1 times 9, 1 plus 9 equals 9. 1 plus 9 equals 10 equals 19. The other one is 3 and 7 equals 21 and 10. It's 31. 31, 19, 50, and the passage is made just in the numbers itself. It becomes 50. Now we put everything up. We can say it's the 20 worlds, or leave the 0 at 0 for now, okay? Man is 6. That would be 56. But what we do to make man, because we really don't take of who he is, man is X. He is 24. 50 and 24 makes 74, and that's the center of the geometrical tree. But he's on this side, 24. Was it minus or plus? Or we have 74 goes to 98. 98, now we have this one here, the cross that we talked about, 32. 98 and 32 is 130. 13 in the 10 worlds. We had 50 plus the X. 24 is X. Then we get the other X is plus 24. Then we get the square box, which was number 32, because 32. So 24, 24 is 48, 58, 68, 78, 79, 80. 80 and 50 equals to 130. 130, and what happens is the 80 from 130 is that the 130 has to go to 136, and that's, take the alphabet from A to P, and it adds up exactly to that, and they remove the Q, and they put the Q on the debit machines. Who owns the debit but Chase Manhattan and all these other guys? Are you following me? So what happens here is we went just this angle, cross this and cross this, cross my heart and make all the possible combinations. We come in where it looks like this, the candy wrapper. 2 pyramids or 2 pool balls. This gets cut out. So you can put the pool ball in like this. They cut it out. They put the cube in here, and there's some kind of guidance. I don't know how it works yet, but don't forget we might be missing the hamburger right here. The hamburger. Splitting the distance on this clock, changing the way time moves. And then man would be living on this piece right here. Basically well pulled in with the rest of the islands. So as we had the 2 pyramids, there's one pyramid up, one pyramid down, put them together, it looks like a dice cube. See the corners of the pyramids? Rubik's Cube pyramids. Then there's the hourglass, the hands of time, one here, one here. If you really want to look at the tall X, we can change this whole thing. Look, our life is dead center of our nose. So when you're talking about a mustache, okay, you're standing at the roulette table, you see, or you're standing at a line of numbers this way, 1 to 9, and you go all the way out. Or you look at the roulette table, and you're standing right on 4, 5, 2, 5, and 8, and your mustache goes out just to the other numbers on the side. But not really. I don't like that way. You know which way I want to do it? I want to stand Instead of standing this way on the roulette, I want to stand this way on the roulette. Because this way, I can squeeze in between the numbers to throw out the pass. In between the numbers to throw out the pass. I actually sucked in that pass. Wow. So you understand? So what I'm talking about is, I'm going to have to get back to the other one. This is up and down, but I put the mustache this way. Now your numbers are still here from 5. So what I do, the last one out here is 32. The first one is 5. I throw them all out. Then I come up to 14 and 23. And I go in between that, and 17 and 20 connect. 1720. 17 and 20 that connect is 26 and 17 equals 43. And let me mark some of this down. Well, 80, and then we got to go again. 86 times 136. It's 86 times 136. 86 times 136. That has to be calculated. Okay, so did we do this? I told you I didn't prepare, you know, and I'm happy I didn't prepare because this is not so hard. This is your Aleph. In the other world, they pull down this and they create your 10, your N letter. But Aleph plays from inside the cube, inside the house. The machine is a machine. God says, I'll get a new machine. But if he wants to play this game, he shoves in his things to this machine. But that machine's plugged into his other machine. Very tiny machine, but he runs the whole machine from a little machine. But the game is to be able to run itself, like a turnkey operation. Okay, so I had to fix these numbers. I had to give you, oh yes, so we in roulette with your mustache, right? No, I don't like that. No. It's more or less like this, the mustache. Your mustache starts here, finishes here. This, okay, can either be 2, 5, 8, 11, 15, right? Or you can have it this way where the numbers are and have your mustache start at 17 and 20. 17 and 20. 17 Q equals 8, 20 T. But 0 equals 6. Now we have 26 instead of T. We now have Z. And 6 and 2 is 8Z. 26, 8Z. It's the doghouse. But 26 position is B and O in Monopoly, Barack Obama. Okay? So the minute we get 26, it looks like 262. Two worlds, because the 2 and the Z look together. But we won't take it as that. We'll keep it as 26. 2 and 6 is 8. Z. 17 is Q. 8 Z and Q are the only two numbers that have been moved over and got a prize in life already. They're on the 1 key in your debit machines at most stores. Take a look, 17Q. They removed the 17 on the telephone from the 3 numbers of where the P is. And that area is now worth in the P area 315, and it says ace. Without the Q, it says ace. Now inside the 1 key, where 26 and makes 43, 4 and 3 is 7, 4 plus 3, 4 times 3 is 19. Connected to the moon. 26 and 17 is 43, and JFK was the 34th president. It says hot and cold water and Barack Obama. Of course, God runs by 1331s. Okay, the train's not late. 13 and 31 is 44. 13 and 31 is 44. That's 88. 88 in French. Okay, and 84 in French is very funny because in order to get time, 84 is the time period we're in. The pi of the fleur-de-lis is the football that makes everything
that makes everything work. It's your body. It starts at your nuts and it goes up to your throat. That's your pie. And then you have another pie that goes into your head. It splits your head open. Those two pies run together. The other pie that runs down here that goes to your nuts, they keep together. And then on the outside of that pie, they got two pies showing what that pie should be, because there's stuff put into the game. I don't know how the mix is. Okay? So when you say 84 or 48, 4 plus 8 is 12. Well, 6 and 6 is 12. 4 by 8 is 32. 32 is the back door. 5 is the front door. Now when you say the word N, E is 5, N is 14. That makes 19. 84, it comes out of the numbers. E and N equal to 19. And the sound is QVC. Right now, 48 is at the end because you've loaded a 49. It's over. There is no 50. The person who created, I told you everything, his number is 3. He runs all threes. And all he has to be is one himself. One himself falls over 4 corners, but he's the X-Man one. He's the totality of numbers. He gets 45 numbers, if I'm sure, to 135. Right. He gets 3 parts of his numbers to the angle of 135. Because if you pass the angle of 135 on a certain dimensions of down, creating an X or creating the turtle, okay, this gives you 135. You go to the other side of 135 is 270. The game ends at 288. 88 and 88. So you have 1111, the spirit angel of man. So now we have over here 45 degrees, 45 degrees, 45 degrees, 135. Or the 45 angle may actually be 90 degrees each, because if he's running on linear, he's divided by 2. So this is now you see, you know why the that ladybug has its spots on the back? She's a warrior. 45, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is 45. 54 is the sun. 1 times 5, 1 plus 5 is 11. 1 times 4, 1 plus 4 is 9. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 is 7. 1 times 2, 1 plus 1 is 5. You don't have to go any lower, because 1 times 1, 1 plus 1. The octagon is an 8-way star. 8 times 3 is the 24 hours in the day, created by 1 and 1 times 1 and 1, because the other one is you. So you do know Q and Z that we did. This and this. 8, 8, 12, 12, 20, 20. The time limit, or the time to add on for 120, and God is 3, is 123. Time is 47. So if time is 47, because T-I-M-E equals 47, time is 47. Okay, are you still with me? Well, you know what? Instead of making 100 videos, I'm into this. I'm just in, and I want to get it done, and I haven't caught up with any of my paperwork for the day. You know, still trying to figure out like everything I'm doing right now. A, my computer can go down. B, everybody watches it and they think it's terrible. And like that's my worst worry. But I don't want to worry about it. I just want to get through it as quick as I could, because the quicker I get through it, nah, I don't think so. Give me a break for a little drink. Just give me a minute. Is that okay? You don't mind? I usually don't like to stop. Need to have a little bit of a drink. You don't mind? I'm gonna have a little bit of a drink. Taking some drink. You're back. Maple syrup. Trees growing. So where are we? Yes. So now what we're going to... Oh, my little shirt. I'm going to try and get this down a little bit. See you, Mr. Tacklands. See the mouse? O-U, the bee, the mouse, the cow, and on the back it's Superman. With that big old 5. You see, God puts His one Spirit in every single hole. Every single hole can do what it needs to do individually. And I'm talking about the 4 corners. He only needs to do the 4 corners. He only needs to do the 4 corners. Because whatever's in here, 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 and here is equal to a 4 God to a 4 God. And in between them is the divider, 1 and 1, creating a 10. So he goes over here and he implants, and he goes right on top of it. You know, just like you would go through here, just like you go right through paper. Bullseye. You take the Mercedes sign and you calculate that through the Mercedes sign. So this is what it is. I might be behind. 31 and 13 is every way we want to calculate, but now we also want to calculate 31, 13, 47 by 6 is 42, is 282. Everything ends at 288. We were talking about everything ends at 288. Well, 8 by 8 is 64 there. 8 and 8 is 64 there. Plus 16. 64 and 16 is 80. Plus 80. 8 times 8. Let me mark this down. You still with me? 8 times 8 equals 64. 8 plus 8 equals 16. 8 times 8, 8 plus 8 equals 64. That's a chess game. And this one equals over here 16. So this one is 80. And this one is 80. And we got 80, 80. But 80 is 86 because it doesn't exist. There is no 0. We're not playing with the 0. Well, don't you get it? Oh, you didn't catch on yet? God says I built this in 6 years or 6 days. So 0 is for the time God started. When did you start the project? When did you end? Usually when you write it and you put it somewhere, it says beginning and end of the project. So you started the project at the beginning. It was the 0. That's why it's a 0 in the 1 position, because it's from the beginning. I mean, once you have $10, you've got that penny a whole long time right back to the beginning. Hey, Mr. Penny, you're a lucky guy. You're the last one to go. Right? Down to the last drop. 1 more penny. Heaven sent. So 86 and 86 multiplied by 13 times 31 to give one answer. 13 plus 31. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 equals 4 equals 7. 3 times 4 equals 19 plus 7. Excuse me. 3 by 4 equals 19 and 7. Okay? 13 plus 31 equals 44. If we keep going 13, 31, 13, 31, 13, 31, you're going to end up saying 57 Ison. You're going to end up saying that is the 3 worlds of 19, because there's 3 worlds of 19. Every time you go from row to row, right, it's the 3 worlds of 19, because there's 19 from 1 all the way down to the bottom of the wheel. There's 38 numbers. 19, 19. But it's divided and shared between the center. So it's 19, 19, 19. It's the original numbers there, and then the ones you use to play. You know, when you look at a scorecard, it says this inning, there's 3 outs, 3 outs, 3 outs, 3 outs. And then when the inning's over, you mark 3 outs. Oh, you marked it twice. They knew before you would have 3 outs because they marked 3 balls, 3 outs before anything starts. Okay, so we get this and this. We have to multiply 13 by 47. Not 57s. Remember I've done 57? Here's 5. Here's 7. Works. All these work together. 5 is the center hole of an octagon in which there are 8 places around him, and he's alone as 3. So he'd be 3, 5 in every single one. 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. The presidency in the U.S., Grover Cleveland, is the 22nd and 24th president. 2 times 2, 2 plus 2 is 8. It all started with him. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 is the dog and the cat, and you're sitting on the cross. It all started with Grover Cleveland. So if you want to go back in history, only check out this guy. I mean, the clues are there. The clues are definitely there. I mean, when I say clue, I mean a piece that makes you want to look a little bit deeper onto what's going on here. Man was 22 and 24. Why didn't they call him 22B or something, or his second term, or in between? Well, what did they have to all of a sudden jump and make him the only one, the special one? And not only that, now if you look up Sesame Street, they got a guy on a post holding a sign, 4114. When you're looking for the 2 parts of creation and your number 6, inside the numbers it tells you 6 by 47, where we replace the 0, the value to man's time is TH. TH, time heaven, 4th, 8th, 6th, not 1st, 2nd, or 3rd, but he is connected. This is actually, he's connected here, 1 for 1. He gets 4 on the outside for 1 on the inside. Man gets the 2 world on the outside for 8. Time heaven, because the 2 sides of 4 and 4. This, I'm not sure, but obviously if 3, you see what happens? 3 goes from here, and he goes all the way out to this corner. In this corner, out of the corner, what do you think it is? 3 goes from here, all the way to, well, he's drawing a straight line. It must be 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. God now must be 4. He started at 3, but he can pass 4 lines, and that'll complete the circumference of the 360 degrees. So God is a 3, he makes the 4, and now God is 3 and 4. There is no letter U. There is no letter U in the words of Mars and Earth. And A and R are both in both companies. The letter M, the beginning of Martian, number 4, is in the letter M. But A and R are out. Earth has a T and H for time heaven. Mars only has an S. The S is the end of the spirit of the angel resident, number 36, Reich. A, 1, and H, created together, only showing numbers, will be represented in a second tier level of letters as the Reich or the R letter, and showing 18 together. Showing the reason that when you multiply them and add them, 1 times 8, 1 plus 8 is 17, which is the queen. Because we work up to P, and then look at your playing cards, they got these crowns on their hand, on the cups. That's us. They've capped us off. Once the P is the one spirit of the man 6 fully connected. They just add whatever it is onto you. It's like maybe it's like staircases, because they fit, they touch the staircase. You know, when you put something inside something like that, it touches the staircases. The Q, 8, Z, 8, that was moved to the number 1 on most machineries now, where there's now letters in the 1 position. And this is what they did on the bank and the debit machines. Take a look at your debit machines. It won't change your telephone, because the telephone tells another story from the other side. I'm never sure which side I'm on. But I want to be on your side. The only way I can be on your side is if you believe that I'm telling you the truth, showing you the realm and the reality of how things can come together and be what they are. So they are as they are and are. Rest and relaxation, accepting the movement. If things need to change, we change them. We get off the dime we stopped with. Do you understand? We stopped on a dime. Now we want to change things. We have to pick up that dime because we need 10 to go. 10 to go. Always 10 minutes late, 10 minutes before, 10 minutes after. No, you get 10 minutes before, 10 minutes after every single time. You do it before lunch, you take away 20 minutes. You do it at the 30 minutes of lunch, you take away another 20 minutes. So now we have 12 o'clock minus 10, minus 10. Then we got 6 o'clock minus 10, minus 10. So now we have 20 and 20. We move 20 and 20 away. Wow. So since we moved 20 and 20 away, wow. So then after lunch, when we have 20 minutes, there's only 10 minutes left. 20, 10, 20. So the cylinder world that's in the middle of the hockey puck, the round, is only a 10 world. Did you follow me? 10 minutes after lunch, 10 minutes before the 30-minute mark. 10, 20, you only have 10 minutes left. 10, 10, 10, 1,000. 10, 10, 10, 1,000. You want to come over here? From here to here to here to here is 20 minutes. From here, 10, 10, 10 is 3. Here's 10, 10, 10. 10, 10. You see, you can't do 10. All right? You only can do 10 here and 10 here. This is 15. And that 10 now has to become a 16 plus the 15. And now you find the code of 31 because of the 10 minutes before and the 10 minutes after. If you want to do 15 minutes, you can do 5 minutes. This is how we make a grid. We see we did it now, and maybe it'll be something where it's something else. And also at the same time, by going from this 10 minutes to that 10 minutes and this 10 minutes to that 10 minutes, let me sort of show you what it sort of designs. Hilton Hotels. Because you moved over 10 minutes. You moved over 10 minutes. And you moved over 10 minutes. But between here and here was 10 minutes. So you draw a line down. You draw a line down. Now you got, look, 1, 2, 3. It's the corner of a cube. Corner of a cube, the bottom of a cube. Can you see the way the cube would stand out? Now you take this, okay, and it's the mouth is 120 degrees. 120 degrees. But because we gave the extension of a certain amount, I'm not sure what it is. I haven't studied into geometric science, astronomy, whatever. But when I do, I'll probably find a bunch of answers in the same day because there'll be a bunch of people that know something. I don't need to know it. I just need to show you what it looks like. All you need is the vision. We all want to just give each other the vision. My vision is free for how and what I possibly could do at certain times. But for now, I'm giving it out. And I'll probably always give it out because if I do it all myself, how will I ever finish? An hour and 20 minutes. I figured I was going to get on here for about 3 minutes. But it's an hour and 20 minutes. So we noticed we did this over here. We end up with the Hilton Hotel because we played with the clock. Now we got 31 on this side. Okay, now I want to correct the mistake from 15 minutes ago. I just want to correct that mistake. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3, 6, 9, 12. 4, 8, and 6. Wow. 4, 4, 4, 3, 3, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 4, 3, 3. How do I? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14. That's better. 14. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now I have it from like 20 minutes ago. Right? Well, you know what'd be better? Would it be worse? All right, would it be worse? Would it be different? Would it mean anything? if nobody watches this video, like nobody ever watches this video. Oh, the guy went an hour and 24 minutes. What can he possibly do in an hour and 24 minutes? Well, I've got notes that I've been taking. I'm going to school after this, and I'm going to whiz in to see what I didn't say yet. I'm talking about this from before. What number is God in between? He becomes 3, but when he becomes 3, he has to put 3 on all the other corners that are already there because he's an add-on, or they're an add-on. Then there's still this cross in the center. This is the cross that brings this side to this side. That's why I was supposed to be counting. Here's one row. Here's another row. But the center rows are all doubled. Don't blame me for it. It was the square paper. I told her I didn't want to do it. She says, you're going out of line. I said, I'm not out of the line. She said, you're out of line. I said, how do you know? She says, because your line ain't straight. Oh, all right. All right. Let me see if my friend is still dizzy. You still dizzy? So what do you think? What do you think of her? You think she's a nice birdie? Nice birdie. Which way are you going? You see her designs? Just bringing back, just to refresh the video of how life, the bee's nest of honey, bee provides life, probing and probing. Center storm, 2 triangles over each other. Multiple mug and dovids creating one big kind of design on the inside. You put these all around, and inside you have another world. The stable, the core. Why the stable? Because apparently good old Lord Jesus was born in a stable. But I look at the stable doors and it said a manger. But the French guy said to me, that's not a manger. I go, what are you talking about? He says, it's a manger. She says, no, that's what the other guy said. He says, spell the letters. M-A-N-G-E-R. Can you read that? I go, yeah, manger. In French. Ah, manger, to eat. He was born in the kitchen. And the barn door has 2 X's on it. And they got a little door just above. He's got 2 doors, the mother and the father maybe, or your 2 legs. And he's got the little eye upstairs in the barn so you can look out and bring some of the hay out. The barn doors have a square on the outside, letting inside come the X that is on the door. Here's the barn doors for Jesus. Here you go. Here is the barn door, the outline, and then the X, 24, plus the O, 39. 13, 13, 13. Then we move over to the next door and we do the same thing. 39 and 39 is 78. 7 and 8, the 7 and 8 card. Do we need the 9 card? We get the 7 and 8 card, 7 and 8, or 7 by 8. 7 times 8. 7 times 8 is 56. 56 is the white wolf comet of Lovejoy. 7 plus 8 is 15. 66, 71. 7 and 1, A and G. The piano, the game of 88. Because when you create the piano sound, the sound is only in the number to my ear. 1 plus 7 is the longest distance. 2 plus 7 is the second longest distance, and all the distance. Because after that, you become into the game at C creation. C creation, okay, 1 and 7, which creates automatically a 4 if you design them over each other. 1 and 7, 2 and 7, okay, equals to 9. But 3 and 7, okay, like we spoke before, okay, that goes to 10, and it takes A and I to make the 10. Therefore, creation has happened through the 7th gate of Uranus from Earth. And that's why 7 by 3 is 21, 7 and 3 is 10. But it's a 4 and 6, 10. Center C. Why center C? Because 3, we did 7 twice with A and B, because A and B, and we did 7 twice. But when you do 7 twice, 7 is one of the 7 cards, and the second time you do a 7, it's actually the 8. You don't do 7 twice. It'll be the 7th and the 8th, but the 7 card is the 8 card upside down in the other house. So you have 1 and 2, and 7 and 8. 9 we don't need to speak from, because 9 is not in this house. When 9 comes in this house, we get back 6. Otherwise, it's 9. 9 is the mind. You never get the mind. The mind you have to get when you get the man 6. So we have 1, 2, 7, and 8. Now let me tell you again, the reason we don't go any higher than 3 is because man has to come into this world. So you stop, it goes 1, 2, and then you start at C, C plus, then you start at C, and you got to start at C6. 18. 3 and 6 is 9 birth. 3 times 6 is 18, which is 1 and 8, which is the highest number. We didn't even put 8. You see, the 1 and 7 equals to the 8. That's where man comes out. 3 times 6 is 18. 18 and 9 is 27. The letters are I and R. 2 and 7 is 9. And 2 and 7 is 9. This is what happens. This is your piano. Because once you get to center C, God's involved himself somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? The machine is somewhere else. So when I did this work over here, just to count this up, okay, it was 10. It would be 3, 7, 5, 5, 7. Let me see. 3, 7, 5, 5, 7. Okay. These numbers, okay, is what it took to make the creation. Now, I did not go here. I put nothing here. I don't know if I have to. I've already made it bigger. I don't know how much bigger I can go. Because sometimes you have to go as small as you could to see how small it'll go. Actually, just go 22, 32, 42, 50, 60. 60, the 0 becomes 67. You get 60. It'll be 60, 60, 60. It'll be 60, 22, 32, 42, 52, 60, 60, 66. Oh, it's going to be 66. 66. It'll be 66. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 and 6 is 12, is 48. 4 times 8, 80. 48. 6 times 6 is 48. 48. 725. Now, 6 times 6 is 36. 48 becomes 32. Plus 4 and 8 is 12 equals to 44. 44th president is right now. 44 creates P and H. And 44 is created out of 80 inside the circles. These circles come from in between the numbers. I'm a little all over the place, but comes from in between, the space between, not the number itself, but the space between. It's always 2, 4, 6, and 8. These are your coordinates. The numbers are your coordinates for calculation, but the real thing is between the spaces over here. Okay, so now this is what I'm going to get to next. So did you understand this part over here? 1 and 2 and 7, 8, 9, 10, 18. A and H. In between is 2 and 7. Man's birth in the 7th gate into the beta world of the angel heaven. 7 and 8, the 8 card and the 7 card make the 15. This is the one with the open worlds, the 7 and the 8. The 6 doesn't have it. Man lives inside the 8 card. He's number 6. Look at the 6 card. It goes right in the 8 card. 8 and 6 are the opposites on your dice. 1 and 5, 6. equals 6 and 2, 8. The opposites of your dice. None of this is me. Whatever I have done, if you thought I accomplished anything at all, I haven't accomplished anything at all. Because I don't know what you think of what I've done. I know what I have done is exactly the way it is, for a better understanding of someone else who might be watching, who is going to be watching, who will watch. But am I going too fast? So we did Jesus and the manger. We did number 66. Number 66, okay, came out to 44, and then 44 came out to 44. Okay, listen to this. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 plus 4 is 8 equals 24. PHX. 24 in the 10-10 world is 8 and 6, or 5 and 3. 5 plus 3, 5 times 3 is the 8 ball. 5 times 3 is 15. 1 and 5 is 6. 5 plus 3 is 8. The 15 ball and the 8 ball, 8 and 6 have just come together in 24. 8 and 2 is 10. 4 and 6 is 10. 84 is the number. 14, the cross on your back. The back you wore of 5 and 9. At the same time, somehow, anyways, at the same time, this whole thing brings these numbers up. 17, okay, those are the numbers that come up. You want me to tell you where? In 3 worlds of creation, because this is the original creation, okay, before, well, not through, there's one part not there, but you can't put it there. You have to start at the beginning. 3 parts of pi, 7, 5, 5, 7, and that's it. Go figure out pi with these. This, 1776, and reverse it to the opposition is 6 and 1 is 7. 7 and 7, 7 plus 7 is 14. 1 plus 4 is 5. 7 and 7 is 14. 1 plus 4 is 5. 6 and 1 is 7. Same thing. Next Hebrew New Year, 5775. 13 moons. 13 moons on 5,775 equals to 75,075 moons. I don't count the leap years. I just count the moons at 13. So now what I want to talk about is time. I want to talk about time. Not all the time. I want to talk about time and certain numbers in French that can tell us like certain things about time. Like 88 is 88. 84 is 84. 80 is 80. So the numbers in the numerological value for counting, and don't forget Q. I removed Q from the telephone before. This is like from 10 minutes ago. When I removed that Q from the telephone, that area of the telephone went to the number 153. Am I right? No, it went down to 136. So 136, when you add up from A all the way to P, then add the 17th letter Q, okay, and you have 146, 153, A, C, E, with the C in the middle. When I say the numbers, let me do this again. I got to write this out now. P, 1 to 15, O, P, O equals 16, 1 to 16, 2, A, B, 1, A, B, 16, okay, 6 is the max, okay, and the first new equation, and the first 2 numbers, then center C. Okay, this is what it is. It's a piano thing. Okay, how do we get center C? Well, this is what happens. The piano knows that every creation starts on either this or that. Okay, it's 3 or it's 4. Batter comes up to the plate, and he's looking. The catcher's got nail polish on now, playing with his little nuts at the bottom, saying, "Throw me a curveball." This equals 136. Um, okay, so what happens, what I was talking about, okay, I got a little off target with the baseball and everything. What happens is, we have to figure out, there's how many sections of what? Is everything into 7? You have 1, 2, 3, and then you go block, and then you go 1, 2, 3. So yes, there you go. You got 3 in the center, 3 in the center, whichever one it is, that are moving, the 3 on the left and the 3 on the right, equaling the total of 9 number spaces, but 1 program machine. Which means you take Rubik's Cube, you get everything into it, it's got places to put everything, and you bring all your stuff in, and you fill all this stuff up, and then the machine works. Now you only need 3 linear, because that 3 linear is going to build your other 3 linear, and you see, that's why God loses a wing, because where is it? Wow, every time I stop, I don't like to stop. What happens is, this is what you do. You are right here on the corner. 2, 4, 6, 8 are always the black lines of the cross. You're right here on the corner. You're one line, and you turn all the way around. And you take everything up from this side, but you double up on this side, because you're not in the center. You're to your side of the center. So that's why everything ends up moving to half, and that's how come I split these lines apart. But in the piano, okay, just because it is 7 keys, and because center C always says both sides, well, if something is divided between 2 sides, at either A, it's number 24 and it equals to the house of 8 and 6. B, one of the reasons for that is that 1, 2, 3, did I do that? Oh, that's what I was thinking of. The linear, he measures here and he measures here. He stretches out to here. He doesn't have to stand here and go here. He goes from here and he has his all around. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, the stick and the stick. And in between, the center that brings the 2 sticks together. That way he has 2 sides. So when he brings the sticks together on 2 sides, it'd be 3, 3, 3. 1 level to 1 level to 1 level. You're not having 3 here. But if there was 3 here, now every single number has to have its own square. Top corner to the center to the bottom quarter. And now we're doing what we're trying to do. So piano, because center C happens to be the center, and I'm not supposed to work so long on this, because center C is at the center, and therefore takes no part and no sides, then the creator gets the first key and the second key. If he gets the smallest, he has to be the longest, only to make it fair. So he gets 1 and 7, and he gets 2 and 7. And after that, the only way in is with number 6. But when you go to number 6, don't forget, 1 and 7, 2 and 7, the third choice, he's already sitting on his choice. The minute he chooses 2, the next one is the center. So nobody else can do anything else but the same thing. Choose 2. I don't feel I got across with that very well. He chooses the center. He gets 1, 2, 3. Then he's in the center. The exterior wing and the interior wing come. They attach to his nose. They attach to the plane's nose. And the plane is who might be the machine, which is running off the orders of the creator. And then you got this part of the wing and this part of the wing picking up the same information from the nose on the inside. This side and this side are brain picking up the same information. But it's spinning so fast, this machine, okay, that no matter what you do, that you're not even sure because it's so natural to you. And look at that. You understand? So anyways, I did 31. I did 1 times 3. Anyways, what I want to do is let's go on to the thing of time. Okay. We brought time. I showed you before. 3 times 47 is 141. 6 by 47 is 182. 5, which would be the corner and would not count the 47. You would take 240, 282. 47 off of here is 235. 235. 2 times 3. 2 plus 3 is 11. Plus 5 is 16. The one spirit of 6. Number 7 goes here. Over here. 5 and 2. So this amount times this amount, okay, and do that, and then do it. Should I do it with you? Okay, I'm going to do it with you. Give me the calculator. I'm here for this right now. I mean, you can come back and do this anything you want. So let's go over here. 7 times 47 plus 47. 376. Wow. Wow. 9 times 47. Wow. 9 times 47, which is your birth, equals to 423. Creation of 96. What 96 actually means is it means you're at the propeller nose right here. This is 1 over here, and between there is 2, 3, and 4. Okay? You're through the propeller's nose here, and you're over here. You're this wing over here. That's what 9 times 47. Now we're going to go 13 times 47 equals, can you see? All right. 611. Wow. 13 times, it also looks like 911. Time, this is all about time. $34, $44, $54, $56 equals 30, and 11 is 36, and 11 equals 47. 8, 30, 47. 103, Mercury. 31, 611. 611, 31. 31 times 47 equals to 1457. 1457. Wow. And 31, 13, 31, 13, 31, what's in between 31, 7 and 6? 31, 31, 31. Okay, so now what I'm going to do here is go 31 is 1457 is a cycle, and then 13 is 611, and we get 2068, which becomes 2668. If we reverse it, let's see what happens when we reverse it first. It gives us 1, 3, 3, 1. Oh my God. Oh my God. The cross. Oh my God. Do you want to see this one? Holy crap. Wow. I flipped this one over. I put it 6. I doubled it 6. 2 world of 686. Do you know what this is, first of all? This line over here, 668, is the amount of money you get in Monopoly when you start. 26 is the letter Z. If you multiply 6 and 8 together, it has to create Z for the end of the earth, because that's how it matches together. 86 of Mr. Tacpan's. 6 times 8 is 48. 6 and 48 is 54, which is the sun. And then the sun comes into the heaven, 62. 2, 6, 6, 2. Right here. And all I did was multiply 13 times 47 and 31 times 47. And I added the two together, and I come out with 2068. 6 and 8 equals 14. When you come down to the last two, These two pennies here change everything. You know why? Because everybody knows you stopped on a dime and you're not worth a cent. The value of a cent is 10. 10%. Value of a cent. Standing on a dime, looking over your shoulders. Now let me take a look at this again. Let me see it again. Yeah, so 6 plus 8, so it becomes 2014. Now if I wanted to bring it to 2614 on the other side, what would this actually do me? Okay, so I mean that's weird. Didn't we just finish working on this? This becomes next year. When Jesus was born, do you see this number? I'm going to show you the number when Jesus was born. But remember I said let's minus 3 from everything? So this is the number Jesus is born. Uh, 50 becomes 56. 30 becomes 36. 36, 43. 44 become 44. 43 is 43. 43. Now we're going to go again and do this again. I'm sorry I'm like this. It's because this is the way I want to get this one down. 1457. There's something missing over here. 2014. So yes, okay. Wow. All right, I'm a little mixed up now because there was like 4 things going on in my head here. 1457 that I marked down, okay, which is the amount of time at 31 years times 47. 14 is the cross. 57 is 3 by 19. The 3 worlds are coming together right now. Each one is 19. Actually, you're 19, and then there's 2 other worlds, okay? So, so 14, it happened, Jesus was here 3757 was Jesus. 757. And now again we're coming to 57. But before we were at 3757, now we're at 1. So we were at the beginning and now we're at the end. Look it up. This is when Jesus was born. Okay, Heinz Ketchup. You're on the cross and Heinz Ketchup. H-N-I-Z. The H, heaven, the I, birth, the N on the cross, and the Z for the life. Is that what it is? Remind me and tell me what I told you, because that's what it is. Another thing I wanted to mention, I'm still a little bit all over that same thing. I'm still with the letter Q, is that time in French is temps. T-E-M-P. Tempe, the snowstorm. So this is what happened. In French, the initials for 88, which means 88, and isn't that what everything is about? I told you it's all about 88. And then the 3 of God creation makes it 91. The 91, why 3? Because on this dice, it's 3 on the left, 3 on the right. And Y3 is because this one's on an angle. So yeah, so this is in French. And 47 is the answer. And the number of time is 47, and it talks about the 8 world. 88, QVH. 1 and 7, 8 to G in the piano. Life of 5, the passage of 5. Because she opens up, you see this diamond here? When you take that diamond and you put it here and here, what happens is it gives you a space to come in here. That's why we're diamonds in the rough, because of the passages through the matrix. Okay? And the H is the heaven, which is the I and the H together. This says 2811, which is 39, and 39 is everything. It's 3 13s. 3 13s, teen, and 319 is the highest and the lowest. 319 is 57. Take away 39 is 18. A is the lowest, and H is the joining worlds. The letter R is for the angel resident. This, 84, also 44th president, and talking about number 30, creation, and the angel spirit, F, 1 and 1. This makes 41 into monopoly. You get this monopoly from this number here. This is the other one, 88, 84. Why? Because it's 88. Wheat. Yes, wheat. And this one here is VQ, is to vécu, is to think. And vécu and qui veut vécu. Something about you think and do something. This, says Einstein, this is the game size of 41 all the way to go. And from go, all you have to do is go one more. And you got the Mediterranean, but you got 2 dice. And with 2 dice, you can't get there. You can't cheat. And guess what? Monopoly's great. You can land on the same area as someone else, and then you got to pay. Waterworks, number 13, from area. No, 13, no. Waterworks are 2 away from a corner, and electric companies 2 away from the corner. I know one of them is 29 away. I know one of them is 12 away on the 13th property. The other one is on the 29th property, but 28 away from home. 28, 2. So then we have this, 103. Do you want to know what 103 is? It's the planet Mercury. The 9 birth of the 13. God, 7 and 6, 13 cards in the deck. 36 is the creation of the angel resident of 11, the same 11 you have in 74. This and this. It may be 103, but 5665 is 121. And 7447 is 121, in which 74 is the name of Christ. Actually, it's Jesus on the cross. It's also 100, which means the 10-10 world. They divide this like a hockey puck. They were once together, the Mercedes sign. It's the 3 corners of a dice. You bring this 3 corners with these 3 corners. In fact, there's only 4 corners, but you brought 6. You brought 6 corners. 1, its own corner. 3. This one's just a curve in the road. And 1, 2, 3. But now this one has to connect here. You have to connect to her. She has to connect to you. This one connects to this one. That one connects to this one. And these are those Mercedes 120, 120, 240, 240 inside 480. The stretch of about the distance. How much is this distance? It's got to be one of the favorite numbers we have for the rest of the creation that will match up with the moons. So now we go, let's do this. Did we do this yet? So now you saw how time, the Monopoly board and time came out of the word 80, because in French they got a lot of answers. Somehow I keep thinking that God is upstairs and he's saying, Maudicness. 8 and 6 reflect each other on a dice cube. If you have 2 and you have 1, that is 4. Now you have 4, you need to make the opposite of 2. You had 4, the opposite of 2 is 5, the opposite of 1 is 6. It's all the opposites on this dice that creates everything. Look at the point. See the point? Connect those points together. That one this way, one that way. One this way, one that way. One this way, one that way. 120, 120, 120, and 120. What is that? 480 degrees is a circle. And this is my only, if it's not 540 degrees. Somehow the circles have been cut, but we're not going to talk about that right now. I have something else in mind. How's everybody doing? Yeah, so we showed this from before. This is the Hebrew New Year next year. 7 and 5. 7 times 5 is 35. 7 times 5 is 35. Okay. 3 and 5, Earth. And the 5 connect. The Magen David, because the Magen David star, did I show you? The Magen David star, the Magen David star is the hookup. See inside what you have? 2, 4, 6. 6 areas to hook up with that. Let me see where I am. 7 times 5 is 35. 7 plus 5 is 12. 1 and 2 we told you we started before. I said we started with 1, 2, and 7. You remember 1, 2, 7, 8 I said? 1, 2, 7, 8. Doesn't matter to 5. It's a goddamn hole in the middle. Can't you see? It's being held up by 2 stars. This star designed next to this star. If you want to see how that works, I'll design that for you right now. Very, very fast. See? It's right there. It's not actually this one, but I did this a little quick. They just made that, like if they move this one away, it's gone. But they're together, so it creates a squadron. But this is not the one they take. See the one below here, over here in this area? This will show a half a mountain. That's why in the Sanskrit that they have in those numbers for the Mayan, the 260, they don't show this. Okay? So they put another one here and here. And then the whole big formation shows over here. But at the same time, that's when you move in that hockey puck. You move in that hockey puck, the hips, the ships, the Titanics, the RMS, all created in faculties, things of creation. Oh, where am I going with this? So what I wanted to do right now, here's how we connect three of the parts. Oh, and I'm 100% sure. You see on the bottom what that is? It's a V. And on the top, take a look at it. It's a swan. It's 85. Or it's 88 in itself. 88, 885, 858. And this whole game in the center, like I've said before, it's 2, 5, 8, 2, 5, 8. Because 4, 5, 6 stops. 4, 5, 6. And you type da-da-da-da-da-da, bing, da-da-da-da-da-da, bing. But when you're going up and down, it's like taking your head, looking at the paper, and then putting it back to type, and then starting to type again. So the 2, 5, and 8, look at your telephone, look at your calculator, and it's all the same thing. It's straight down the center. It's either they're divided right there, or they come together there from both sides. I'm not sure. There's a lot of things I'm trying to go over. Also, the 88 is this. And how the NZ and I and H, this is, I'll just show you for sure. Sometimes I don't remember. I'm sorry. They become like different little worlds. But it's the circles. You see the circles? Why I did this is because I wanted to show you all these cases, is that this does not go all the way in. And then this gets expanded. Why? Now you're going to say it's bullcrap. It's not. It's each section is house. It becomes, if I didn't do it good, they're like little Pac-Man. They're like little Pac-Man. You know what I'm saying? But that brings together your 88. Your 88 is the size of the moon. Period. 84, 3 moons. 84, 3 moons. Where did I get this? 84, 3 moons. Here. 84. 84. So this tells you a cat in the vine and a cat. So the second cat could say cut. Okay? And these cues are showing you someone's going down to Niagara. A cat, a vine, and a cat. Why do we need 2 cats? This number over here, Q and Q, is 34. 44, 54, 56. I want to take a look at it, what I was thinking about. Give me a second here. 84. We had 2 cats. What did it do to me? What did it do? Oh, 84. Oh, my God. I showed you about 84, right? I lost a page. 84. 84 is 3 moons. It's 84 days. 8 by 4 is 32. 8 plus 4 is 12. Barack Obama. It means you start on 1, you get 44, you're at an angle of 45, and this one is done in the sun, because that's the angle of the sun. That's its number. So 84 would be 84, cat. Cat, cat. That's what you're saying. Cat, cat. 4 times 4 is 16. The one spirit of man, 6. Cat, cat. Cat, cat. The other part I'm trying to look at is 2062. Where is that 2068? 2068. 2068. 6 by 8 is 48. Okay, where did I do this? 8 by 6 is 48 and 14 is 62. Did I show you this one here? They say it's a universal number of discharge, but if you really want to take a look at it, I put this reverse. I end up with this. 8 plus 2 is 10. 1 and 0 is 1. I do not do it to this one. I won't put this at 7. I do it the other way, but if I did, this would be 7. This would be 3. This would be 3. This one would be 7. 7, 3, 3, 7. Nibiru, Nibiru, Nibiru. Then I can turn it into the 7 world itself, which would say 4, 4, 6. This one is this one here. 8 and 6 is 14 on the cross. The payout is 7 to 6 or 13 cards. 6, 11, 9, 11. The cross on 3 19s. Why is it 3 19s? The 3 19s is the orphan children. That's how we go all the way up. 19, 19, 19. 1 world, 2 world, 3 world. I have to make sure I remember. So what happens now is 0 is 6. 2, 6, 6, 8. But because 0 is there, I'm going to multiply it because it's a new law. We're moving to the next level. So I multiply it. Then you could have said I multiplied a whole thing. But wait a second. First, we're working with 4 numbers. I go back and do it the other way if I want. 26, I'll just go 2 times 6, 2 plus 6. 2 plus 6 is 8. 2 times 6 is 12. I've got 20 again. We've got a problem. That's why I do nothing. So I say 20, 68, 2014. Now we're going to go to this part here. Forget about, I told you, 44 times 47 . Okay, that's right. 44 times 27. 44 times 27, 47 equals 2068. 43 times 47 equals 2021. 2021 is the game. 2068 is the extremity. I don't remember how and which way. It's an expression. In the Olympics, they take the high number and the low number and they take it out. Well, 6 and 8 is the small side. 10 and 4 is the big side. 9 and 5 is in between the two, and man's on the cross on this planet. 43 times 41, which is exactly really what it should be like. You see, it's a numbers game. 44, if the reality that the 44th president was in office, and the 44th president is not in office. The 43rd president is in office. Grover Cleveland, Sesame Street Grover, hanging onto a post, holding up a sign saying 4114. DNA man's on the cross. Look up Grover Cleveland. 1331 makes the 44. It also makes the distance between Herbert Hoover, 8 and 8, and Barack Obama, BO 215. Memory. Time for memory because the memory had to be changed. Herbert Hoover was at where Herbert Hoover Dam was. They made the change. They built the dams. Why? Because H and H connecting the two sides. Somehow the two sides weren't connected till that dam went up. But now she's tired and she needs some cooling. She needs something changed underneath in her belly because the beaver does come out at night. So we had to do also, like I multiplied certain numbers by 47. And why did I choose 47? Because 50 is in the center. And if you go 50, 47, 44, you follow me? 44 to 50, the center is 47. The 44 is the jailhouse. When you go the other way from 50, you go to 53, then you go to 56. But you can't go to 56 because that's the spirit on your back. So you don't go to 56, you go to 53. 5, the fifth letter, the letter E, you ride in God's tail. And 3, the earth that's on your back, 3 and 5. Why? Because God shoves 3 on his back, or whichever way the machine works. And then the other one puts 3 on top of you. I'm number 6, I'm number 6, I'm number 6. So you walk in, you know, number 6, you're second. What do you mean I'm second? You're second. So I thought I was 6th. No, 4 of these, right? 4 of these belong to this. You only get 1 here, or 1 here, or 1 here, or 1 here, but you don't get both of them. Remember, sometimes things are a little bit more upside down. 20, 21, why? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 rings, and you see his foot is on the rock? Help me! But all of a sudden, he was born. Oh, you're born, oh my little baby. Oh, so he's born. And now he has his little mummy and his little daddy. You see the way he's connected to the head? You see those diamond pyramids right next to the head? The pyramids form to the body, just like the Sphinx and everything else that blew in the desert, the hands of time. Yet certain things like the pyramids didn't go like the hands of time. Things get carved out by the nature of things. And obviously they can control a little nature. So now this is what we're going to do. I need 56. I need 56. 56 times 47. 2632. 56 times what? 47 equals 2632. 49 times 47, 2303. Oh my God, that's the second time I got that. 49 times 47 equals 303. Oh my God, 303. 47, 350, that's 356. Oh my God, 303 is 363. Oh my God, wow, that's crazy. Okay, so I did that, I did 49, I did 31, I did 13, I got to do 14, and then 86. Give me a minute. 14 times 86. 1204. 14 times 86 equals 1204. Oh my God, I can't believe that number either. Well, that number 1204, right? When the 4 is removed and you put a 6 in its place, becomes 1264. 6 by 4 is 24. 6 plus 4 is 10 is 34. 34 and the 10 is 46. Same number again. That means it's a rotation. It's part of 6-9. Because 6 and 9 is I'm 6, you're 9, and let's go. More or less like that. I mean, there's a lot of ways to see it. So we have this, we have number 14, then we did number 13, did we do number 8? I did 86, and it was 1204. 86 times that is 1204. Now I want to do 356. 356, is that what it is? Hold on a second. 361. Why would I want to do 356? 350? Oh, wait a second. 356. 356. 356 times 47 equals 16,732. Okay, I did 86 and I put it down there. I need to do 56. All right, 19, 19, 19. Wow. 13, 13, 13. Wow. 1, 9, 10, 1, 9, 10, 1, 9, 10 is 30. Or 6, 6, 6. 1, 9 is 10, is 6. But it'd be 106, 106, 106. Or if I just go to 10, it'll be 777. Or I can leave it at actually 10-9. What do I do? If I put a 6 there, I don't lose the 1. 13. Anyways, I wanted to show you something else from something just before. Here it is. Because we were able to take the amount of time and add a 6 to it and make it go backwards, it turned into 1331. But now what I did is I put the 6 in this spot. I brought back my 62. 8 by 6 is 48. 8 and 6 is 14, 62. I put my 0 over here is 26, 62. Half of this is that. Comes from this. And the time was 1776. 11 and 11, 11 equal 121. 1 to 1. God is 3. Why is God 3? Because he's one single dot on the outside, he's another single dot on the outside, and he's the number 2 on the inside. He's in the center spot. He eats them up inside his place, inside his mouth. He doesn't have to leave any dots over. Okay, so now we have to do, did we do 56? 56. 56 times 47 equals 2632. Okay, and what was my last one? 30 to 36. 36 times 47 equals 1692. 36 times 47 equals 1692. Oh my God. What does it say? 1692, eh? What would it say the other way? 1929 or 1992. Anyways, whatever it was, this is what I'm going to do last, okay? Even though we come into the time right now that when we multiply, number 43, Earth and Mars, a square box and a triangle and a circle. That's it, Earth and Mars. It's all about our head, the pyramids on our head, holding up our shoulders. All about the magnet that's holding that ball together, that's somewhere inside, but it doesn't have to be all over your head. All it has to be is like this big. Your blood, the salt, is what's controlling it somehow. Anyways, I'm not sure what I left out, but this is what we're going to do. We found out now that 88, the word in French, okay, 17, 39, 47, it stands for time. 88 is also the 3 boxes of the size of the moon of 3, 4, and 6 and 7. 84 creates Barack Obama and 62. And once you restart 62 again, you get to the letter Z. Q and Z. Okay? Starts like this. 8 times 4 is 32. 8 plus 4 is 12. 44. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 plus 4 is 8. 24. That creates your 86. But the 20, okay, the 20, T20, equals 2 times 6 is 12. 2 plus 6 is 8. The total is 20. 20 becomes 26. 26 is 1/8. 2 and 6 is 8. Now when I do the Q is 17. 1 plus 7, 1 times 7 is 7 and 8. The Q, 7 times 8 is 56. And 7 plus 8 is 15 equals to 17 again. They both come back to their same number. So therefore, the reason for the T is because after a certain number, there is no more number. It's more like 1819 is where man is. She holds Q number 17. And then at Z, at T, it's a stopper and a transmission from the other world. Now in the other world, it goes T with 2 numbers, which would be U and V. when they say the W doubles twice, and then they go W, X, Y, and Z. So it's all entrapped in here. U and V is the same thing as 18 and 19, so UV and 18, 19 would go together, but not normally like that. It's normally supposed to be the first and the last. 18 is the first, 19 is the last. But their last is the Y, and their first roulette table. 18 and 19 only take on 2 spaces of the roulette table. Yeah, so it starts around Q and it ends to that. So when we add up Q17 plus, let's take away man, 18. We don't count 18. We won't count 19. And 20 is the doghouse. And 21 is the cube in our head. And 22 is the life. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 23 was the entry. All the way up to, okay, so man gets 20, 40, 60, 80, 83, 80, 45, 86, 95, 103. The same number as Mercury. And if you want, you can take off 23 and give him 80. It would be the same thing, because if you took off 23, the last number from the door from 103, you're down to 80. Now 80, 0 becomes 86 on your side, and now you got the cross on your back and you're here. You've created an X. When you go through that funneling hole, you're like, there's 4 parts. There's an X there or a V, right? Like this. And then you have to get into that shape to hop on in. Raphael, 7286. Now I think I'm going to start putting that stuff together. I put together some stuff, and I'm not sure what I want to do first. A little bit about everything, eh? Wow, 2.5 hours. All right, now I'm going to just relax. I think if you want, you got one whole video to take out and just Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus in the house of Hashem. Thank you for watching.